Hello, my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are well. I am also fine with the great mercy of Almighty Allah. Today, I will conduct my class on voice changing, and especially I try to introduce some verbs which will take different prepositions except by. For voice changing, we commonly use by. But here, today, I am going to introduce you to some verbs which will take different prepositions. And here you will see some verbs annoy. And annoy takes preposition at or with. In different situation, I'll make you understand through my exercise. Please, which will also take with except by. Charm, the very verb take at, not taking by. Feel. So here you will see some verbs: feel, know, marvel, surprise, seize, satisfy, contain, shop. These verbs will take different prepositions except by. And the uses, here you will see the exercise number 1. You have seen, you are seeing that his conduct annoyed me. Here I have used the verb annoy. So you have already known that annoy takes at or with. So for changing voice, these prepositions will be appropriate here. And at or with. Here you will see the changing of the voice. I was annoyed at his conduct. I was annoyed at his conduct. In my previous lectures, you understood the rules of the voice changing. So today I do not need to discuss the changing rules of the voice, but today I like to introduce you to some verbs which will take different prepositions except by. First one you will first one you will see. Sorry. First one we will see his conduct annoyed me. So annoy a verb which take at or with. So here which will be appropriate, at or with? We say at. Why? There are some rules. I was annoyed at his conduct. Whenever you will see, you will find the behavior of a person after annoy, after the verb annoy, then you should use at. That is, at should be used before behavior activity. At should be used after the very verb annoy, before the behavior activity. So his conduct a kind of behavior. So here we should use at after the very verb annoy. Next we will see I was annoyed with him. The same verb used in different two ways. In this very sentence, we see after the very verb annoy, we see a person as an object. So before the very object person, we should use with. So with will be used before a person. At will be used before the activity of a person. So I think you are uh, listening my voice and you can understand the difference between at or with on the basis of the position. Before behavior we should use at, before a person we should use with, after the very verb annoy. Next, this news will please you. This news will please you. An active voice. and we should change it into passive. And for the passive, we'll see you will be pleased with this news. Here we should use we have used with after the very verb pleased, not by. By shouldn't be used here because please take the very particular preposition with. So whenever you will find the very verb please and change the very voice into passive, then you should use with instead of by. Next, his behavior charmed me. Charm. Charm another verb which will take the preposition at. Charm will not take the preposition by. How will be changed? Say, I was charmed at his behavior. So, after the very verb charm, we should use at instead of by. So, in that type of verb, you shouldn't use by because charm takes the very verb at. Next, smoke fill the room. Smoke fill the room. Fill a verb which will support or take the preposition with. So the change of the voice into a passive, the room was filled with smoke. Here we need not use by because filled takes the very preposition with. So here we shouldn't use by. Next, I know him. Another verb which doesn't take preposition by, it takes to. So the changing of the voice is he is known to me. Known to the very preposition placed after the very verb know instead of by. Next example is the beauty of the girl marveled him. Marvel a kind of verb, another verb which will take at instead of by. The change of the voice is he was marveled at the beauty of the girl. Not he was marveled by the beauty of the girl, but he was marveled at the beauty of the girl. Here we should use at because marvel the verb takes at instead of by. Next, example number exercise number 8. His speech surprised me. Surprised a verb which doesn't take by but takes at. So the changing of the voice, I was surprised at his speech. So after the verb surprised, we have used at, not by. Another example is panic seized the writer. A verb takes the preposition with. So what will be the changing of the voice from active to passive? The writer was seized with panic. So after the very verb, preposition with have been used because seize takes the very preposition with instead of by. Next example is his result satisfied us. Satisfy also takes with instead of by. So what will be the change? We were satisfied with his result, not by his result, but with his result. The 11th example, the parcel contains important materials. Here, contain a verb takes a preposition in, generally into passive. So what will be the change? The important materials are contained in the parcel. In the parcel, contained not by the person. So be careful whenever you use these kinds of verbs. After contain, you must use in instead of by. Today, the final example is the news shocked him. Shock, a verb which will take at instead of by. What will be the changing? He was shocked at the news. Shocked, a verb doesn't take preposition by, but it takes at instead of by. So the students or the listeners should bear in mind these verbs which usually doesn't take by but takes different verbs except by. So for the changing of the voice, you must keep in your mind that there are some verbs which will not take the preposition by. You have to use different prepositions, maybe at, with, to, in, like this. So for different prepositions, using different prepositions, you have to be careful about verbs because verb takes these particular prepositions. So whenever you will try to change the very voice from active to passive, you should keep these verbs in your mind so that you can rightly change the voice and get the marks. So I think you all will be benefited through my class. And next I will come to introduce some newer items, some exceptional items. So still then, be well, calm, quiet, safe. Thank you all.